Hello all, this is the new Manhwa recap. This is the amazing story of how a martial arts master was sealed and reborn in a new world where he became even stronger to get revenge on those who could defeat him. Enjoy watching. Our story begins far away in the snowy mountains. The red-haired fighter is our protagonist. He stands surrounded by his defeated enemies. But unfortunately, the enemies did not end there. There were many more than he expected. They pounced on him, but the red-eyed fighter attacked him with his white aura that enveloped all enemies. It never seems to end. More and more of them, said the fighter. When he thought about what was happening, a ninja suddenly jumped on him and tried to stab him with his sword. But the protagonist was so strong that he simply broke his sword with his hand. "You're a murderer," shouted the ninja. "Yes, you're right," answered the fighter and finished with him. But he realized that the one who gave the order to attack never showed himself. He jumped off the mountain to attack the main men of the gang. "Don't let him come near us," shouted one of them. "Why haven't you dealt with him yet?" But our protagonist wasn't going to give up. On the contrary, he just jumped into the crowd of enemies to finish the job quickly. He concentrated his power in his fist, which began to glow with a blue aura. "The third technique," he shouted and hit with all the power he had. In one blow, an entire squad of foes disappeared. He was able to clear his way to the main hunters for him. "At last I got to you, 10 fools. What do you think you're doing?" shouted the old man. "With that mustache you look like a catfish," said the protagonist. And then they fought hard, but the fight was over very quickly. How could he defeat the head of the preachers? The soldier shouted in surprise. The protagonist was surprised to see him. "I had hoped that at least you were not involved in this. We could have been strong allies, but now we are enemies. You know the abbot of the Shaolin is now in league with him. How dare you shout!" The man and lunged at the red-haired warrior. But he also defeated him with a single blow. "You have caused great misfortune, saying that you serve a great evil, but when it is your turn to leave this world, you declare that you are now so high to just walk away. You are pathetic," said our hero angrily. But suddenly 2 more commanders rushed at him. "Even the 2 of you are good for nothing." But then suddenly the light of the sun shone. It was the old man who rushed at the red-haired man. He grabbed him and flew. "I'm not afraid of anything when I have Buddha with me," shouted the old man. "You're crazy," shouted the red-haired man loudly. "Stop, please, you'll kill us both. You think I can beat you with conventional? I'm too old to beat you by fair means," the old man said. The red-haired man was bound by the yellow chains of Buddha. The energy was so much that even from many kilometers away was seen a huge yellow beam of light. People watching this were horrified, not understanding what is happening here. Then the old warrior shouted loudly, "The monk sacrificed himself to seal it. We won." Then the people began to rejoice, realizing, "Stupid old man, look where it all led to," said the protagonist unhappily. "How calm and pleasant now. Wait, where am I?" Bright light illuminated, and a bright light shines in his eyes. What's going on? What does it all mean? He saw an old woman in front of him holding him in her arms. "You have a boy," she joyfully announced. "A boy? Who are you calling a boy?" surprised the main character. "Yes, he is completely healthy and his mother is fine too," said the old woman. "But why isn't he crying?" She wondered, who is she and where has the monk gone? So the old woman decided to take drastic measures to make sure that the baby's okay. Subscribe to the channel, thank you. So I've been reborn. The protagonist didn't think so. "It's weird, but reality convinces me." "My baby, are you hungry?" asked his new mother. "Get lost, I'm not buying it." "I don't buy it. He seems really hungry," said the old woman. "Let go of me, witch." But as soon as his mother pressed him, he melted and agreed to eat after all. "But we are of different sexes. I should not give in to temptation. I'm a master of dark martial arts." But our master of martial arts could not restrain his natural impulses and got himself a little wet and cried. "Oh, young master did it again," said the old woman. "Don't touch me. I'm a master of martial arts, you old witch." 3 years have passed since then. His new body has had time to grow a little. He asked a servant to make him a wooden sword to start his training. "Be careful, young master. I will be nearby," said the servant and left. "My father is using some tricks. I can feel it. There are 4 of them. Let them watch. I have nothing to hide." And then he began his training. He started to use his strength, but he tripped and fell down. "Are you all right, young master?" "I'm fine, don't worry. I knew this was a bad idea. I'm going to get hurt by your father." "I thought so. This body is too small. I need to grow up so I can use my powers." "Damn monk. He put me here and I can't be as strong as before. But honestly, I'm glad. In my last life I was an orphan. And now I'm given so much love. It's unusual. Maybe I should thank the old man for what he did." "Young master, your mother is in labor." The servant shouted unexpectedly. "Hurry up. He has a sister. Are you happy, my son?" asked the mother. Yes, of course. It's crazy. I now have a sister. I swear to protect her even at the cost of my life. I'm part of this family now and I've grown to love them. It seems the old man has done me a favor. 4 more years have passed. Our main character's name is H1 Chong. H1 Chong is your new teacher. He will teach you to read and write. Hey, I asked for a martial arts master to teach me. H1 Chong, how are you going to become a great man without knowing basic things? Please forgive my son. It's okay. I'll teach him, the teacher replied. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Damn, it all started about a year ago. Dad made him learn hieroglyphics. Damn, I already remembered everything from my past life. I'm tired of pretending to learn. I have to say I learned it all. Father, I already learned everything. I told my father H1 Chong. What, 1,000 characters in a week? You must be a literary genius, happily answered my father. I thought he would be very pleased and soon let me learn martial arts. But instead I got this fool. If my father thinks I'm a genius, I have to prove him wrong. I'll pretend I'm a complete fool. Master, I don't understand anything. I think I should give up. Young master, giving up is not about me. My nickname is. I have an iron grip and I never give up. Well, if you don't understand the book, let's start learning. H1 Chong didn't like to read, and studying with his teacher was a real bore for him. Damn, I can't go on like this. A servant came into the room. Young master, how was the first lesson? Hurry up and go to your father. I need to talk to him, H1 Chong replied. He ran to his father to express his dissatisfaction. Father, 3 hours every day is too much. This wasn't what H1 Chong wanted, but for some reason he agreed with his father. He didn't understand why, but his father. It was a luxurious table with lots of delicious things. The best thing about being reborn is that the food is good, said H1 Chong happily. Our son has a huge appetite, said his mother joyfully. Then the boy's sister decided to give his brother some food. She reached across the table to take a piece and said, Eat, brother. That deeply touched H1 Chong, and he thought even more about how glad he was to have his sister. At night, H1 Chong lay in bed and thought, I really seem to be used to this life, family and peace. I seem to be happy. But you don't seem to be expecting. What's morning already? H1 Chong woke up and began to meditate. Between heaven and earth at the foundations of. Between heaven and earth, man is the one who decides fate. Earth and heaven and man find harmony and become one. I have mastered level 4 of harmony. In my past life I reached only level 5. And now, at the age of 7, I am already on the 4th level. Isn't that great? I thought to myself, enough is enough, shouted H1 Chong, and threw down his textbook. But he was lucky. His younger sister and her servants were going to go to the fish market, and he manipulated his sister to ask her to take him with them. It was a huge market. He and his sister ran to look at the stalls and ran away from the servants. It was already dark and the servants were about to go home. But they didn't find the children. Where had they gone? They rushed to look for them and suddenly we saw a terrible picture. H1 Chong was lying on the ground and there were 3 evil figures standing in front of him. If you liked this manga and you are waiting for the continuation, then subscribe to the channel, put a like and be sure to write in the comments that you are waiting for the continuation. Thanks for watching.